This will be a short message which should please you. Now you'll notice I've started taking sides if you've been watching these videos. I didn't do that before. I actually was against the two-party system. But I'm taking sides because our situation is life-threatening and country-threatening. I could discuss flaws in the two-party system as I usually do, but right now people are dying and we're being lied to. Worst of all, in my mind, is that our democratic republic and all its freedoms that countless men and women have died for in World War II and the Cold War against Russia, are at risk. Put it this way, there is only one America, the one that came from our founding fathers and was carried on through the years. Some of you want to change all that so your side will win. And what can it win? If you turn this country into a banana republic like Venezuela or North Korea, you'll be creating a new country. That means, despite your claims that you were born here and that makes you a real American, if you leave the Constitution and our founding fathers behind, you will be something else. Give me a name for it. It's not an American. You'll find that you'll be sliding into the world of Papa Doc, Kim Jong-un, Stalin, and all dictators like that. And you will be responsible. Here's the deal. We've heard a lot about what the Democrats are doing, but you've missed one point. Everything that's happening is on Trump's watch. As presidents in the past, a competent, noteworthy president would have taken responsibility for what's going on. But he's blaming it on somebody else. The Democrats have no power and do not have the Senate or the presidency. That is Trump and some Republicans so far. If things happen that you don't like, you can look to one man for how it worked out, Trump. The Democrats can only do a certain amount, but we always trust our president to fix things. That is why they are elected in the first place. If Trump is blaming everything on someone else, he is not our president. And here's a story that might please some of you that are a little more to the right. Obviously, I don't like Trump, but I thought Obama was kind of hands-off and incompetent, and not the kind of president we've had before. One night, a reporter asked him about the BP oil leak, if you remember that, and what was being done. Instead of being presidential, he became angry and said, "I'm not Superman. I can't fix everything." A true president would have taken responsibility for what happened on his watch and described what had been done to end the leak. That day, I gave up on Obama. During the war and the Great Depression, something we are repeating now because of Trump's handling of the pandemic, our president instituted programs to bring us back from the brink. That is America. That is John Wayne. That is Abraham Lincoln. Man up, Trump. And you who want to see him turn this country into a dictatorship like North Korea, you man up too. Remember what America is. The king that Trump clearly wants to be is the same type of king that started our revolution in the first place. And as a king, Trump will do exactly what kings do. He'll take care of himself first. He's already started. And kings only take care of themselves ever. When you're speaking Russian and unable to fight a government action you don't like, one that oppresses you, you will see it. Because whatever you do, the pendulum will swing back. Trump has already said he wants to be president for life, like Papa Doc, the original dictator in Haiti. He made his country into a bloodbath, turning on his own people sooner or later. He found people that were very valuable to him, and they were high up in the government, and he suddenly turned on them, and they had to run to the United States. I actually met one. It's the fear of being betrayed, even if no one is betraying you, and Trump stinks of it. Remember 1776. It's more brave to defend a 200-plus-year-old system that we call the best country in the world than it is to defend getting what you want at the moment. So make Trump man up, and you man up. Otherwise, you are lost. We are all men and women who died in World War II and Cold War worthless. Did they die in vain? Will you be an American after the dictatorship begins? Or will you be the same pawns that hundreds of kings used to take power away from their subjects? Don't be fooled. We've already been through this. Learn the lessons. If you let Trump take over, we will no longer be the greatest country in the world. We're already falling in the status of the entire world as it is. And history will judge you as one of the ones who destroyed America. Forget your hate and your juvenile attachment to your JV team. That describes both parties. Embrace the American dream. It's what brought you here. Thank you for listening.